warm good evening to the respected dignitaries, dear teachers, parents and students. Myself Shivapriya R and
Hitashri MP
would like to thank you all for responding to our invitation and gracing this occasion. We have a great pleasure in presenting to you the annual school report Comprehensive 2022. Let's look into a glimpse of St. Thomas. The institution was started in faith and prayer, a leap into the unknown. The St. Thomas institution is the brainchild of Right Reverend Matthew Smar Athanasius, who came to Mysuru in 1963 with the great vision of serving the society. With the great support from the Marthoma Syrian Church and especially of Mr. V. Epan, Mr. V. George, Mr. P.O. Abraham and the blessings of Metropolitan His Grace Yohanan Marthoma, the Marthoma Education Society got registered on August 20th, 1964. Mr. V. Epan, being a very active person and who had tremendous warm relationships with the local businessmen and political leaders, was able to start the first school in a small shed, and later it was shifted to a rented building. The rigorous and persistent efforts of the visionaries and our forefathers led to the allotment of the present 4 acres of land on 25th of February 1966. That marshy land had to be converted to a useful place with great effort. In this, the most difficult and tiresome work, we remember Reverend Oman Korth and team who had practically cycled through most of the streets of Mysuru to fulfill the requirements and to carry forward the institution. Right Reverend Athanasius Episcopa laid foundation stone for the first building of the school in the year 1969. Since then, the successive governing boards have continued in their endeavors following the illustrious example set by the pioneers. At the present, the institution has grown to stand ahead of reputed schools of the city, having more than 2,500 students. The whole campus is Wi-Fi enabled and e-learning facilities are provided for all the classrooms.
St. Thomas Institution is a learning community where each is free to be and grow towards the realization of the highest human potential through a harmonious integration of spirit, heart, mind and body. The selfless service of the institution in the Mysuru city has attracted a great number of parents and students towards it. The institution has 2 state board schools, one in Vishweshwaranagar and the other in Jayapura, and 1 CBSE board school functioning with academic excellence. These schools have been continuously securing outstanding centum results with high-ranking percentages. The curricular activities in the classrooms prove to be always of exemplary in its standards, and the science laboratories, centralized library and digitally supported fully equipped classrooms provide the most modern techniques of learning support to each and every student entering our classrooms. The state syllabus school has a strength of 1,400 students in both English and Kannada mediums, and it is headed by the principal Mr. N. Swaminathan and the vice principal Mrs. Jyapura. The CBSE school is under the leadership of Principal Mr. Linto Andrews and Vice Principal Mrs. Asha SV. It has classes up to 12th grade and the strength of the school is 800 at present. The Jayapura school under this same management is newly constructed school. It's a very promising school in the outskirts of Mysuru city, and the school runs up to 9th standard following state syllabus with 320 number of students. The school is headed by the principal, Mrs. Vijayalakshmi. The school has been striving to fulfill every need and necessity of the education field and to develop every detail which is most demanding in the present scenario.
Every year is a new beginning at St. Thomas, and the academic year 2022-23 had a wonderful start with a cheerful welcome to the new manager of the institution, Rev Shaiju P John, on 9th of May. The Honorable and the beloved manager, Rev Shaiju P John, was officially welcomed on 9th of May by the principals and the staff of the school in the presence of the Honorable Secretary Mr. Sam Cherian Sir and the Honorable Treasurer C.A. A.B. Epan. The highly inspiring and vibrant smile on the face of the most dynamic leader was a great energy booster for the whole community at Mysuru campus.
Let us look into the curricular activities of our institution. The St. Thomas Nursery School is a very attractive and vibrant storehouse of cuteness and active learning. It has a wonderful infrastructure and very skilled faculty to train the tiny tots right from pre-KG classes. The headmistress, Mrs. Sandra Rigo, and her team make each day very colorful and ever memorable for each kid, and they are treated with utmost care and affection. The basics of education are very thoroughly taught, and every potential of the child is nurtured in the kindergarten classes itself through many competitions and activities conducted periodically. The most encouraging and welcoming classroom atmosphere is an added beauty of the nursery section in the school. All the newcomers of the nursery section and other classes of the school were welcomed in a very grand and special manner on 23rd and 24th of May this year. A very special formal function paved way for the commencement of the new academic year for grade 11 on 27th of June. Students were excited to enter the senior secondary block with many dreams. The refreshing words from the manager and the principals made everyone's face glow with a smile. SSLC examination results of the state board were announced in the month of May, and the school secures 99% of result with many distinctions and high percentages. CBSE has achieved 100% result in both 10th and 12th. In this regard, our Victory Day was held for the state and CBSE high school teachers on 6th of August, and the management was very happy for the great efforts from the part of the principals and the teachers. The school has a very brilliantly planned working schedule to get along with the curricular and co-curricular activities of the academic year. Each course subject and language has many activities planned and executed for the year under student-headed clubs. The clubs of the year, Science and Eco Club, the Mathematics Club, and the Literary Club were formally inaugurated and began functioning in the month of June and July this year. Appreciation and recognition is a way to positivity. The Victory Day of the school was held on 6th of August, and the management appreciated and honored all the toppers of grade 10th and 12th with mementos and prizes for the great effort from their end and for bringing us to the institution. With the vision of making the democracy and its important democratic concepts known to the students from the very early age, the school conducts parliamentary election in the same manner as in the general elections. We found the students actively participating and acquiring knowledge and first-hand experience that is going to be very advantageous in their future life as a citizen.
Now, let us have a glance at co-curricular events. The momentous day of investiture ceremony was held on July 2nd, dawned to bestow of responsibilities on the deserving young talents of the school to lead their school from the front with their commitment, confidence, and competence. This ceremony constituted the Student Council, which marks inauguration of sports and cultural events in the school for the academic year 2022-23. St. Thomas School works with an objective of all-round development of the students, giving all possible opportunities to grow in their chosen field. Co-curricular activities are given equal importance in the school, and students are trained in sports and games. There are state and national representation of our students in different events like volleyball, throwball, karate, and cricket. The CBSE school has a special arrangement for CCA training for the students, and they are trained in their chosen field. CCA training includes abacus, chess, yoga, handball, western dance, classical dance, keyboard and karate, etc. The state and the national festivals and special days are observed with due respect and importance in our school, and these observations were made meaningful with speeches and symposiums conducted in connection with this. This year's World Environment Day in the school was with the theme Only One Earth. This day also marked the inauguration of Science and Eco Club. The International Yoga Day of the year was observed in the school with a mega mesmerizing yoga display in the school ground in which all the teachers and students participated. 10 students represented the school in the yoga display held in the palace grounds with the Honorable Prime Minister of India.
The 75th Independence Day was celebrated with great pomp and grandeur. The chief guest for the celebration was Wing Commander A. Chaturvedi, Commanding Officer 4 Karnataka Battalion Air Wing NCC Mysuru. He, along with the other dignitaries, hoisted the tricolour, and a sense of pride and happiness could be seen on the faces of all people, as it was a very special Independence Day this year. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav rally was organized by the district authorities on 12th of August, and more than 800 students of our school took part in it. Onam was celebrated in a grand manner with Pookalam, Tiruvatira by the teachers, and Mahabali Avatara performance, followed by very sumptuous Onam Sadhya. Teachers enjoyed their day taking part in some of the traditional games of Kerala. CBSE Sahodaya Complex organized Guru Utsav 2022 in the Deepal International School on 10th of September. Our teachers performed a dance and enjoyed the fellowship of 1,500 CBSE board school teachers from in and around Mysuru. The school always tries to incorporate other schools and organizations in many of the events and competitions conducted in the schools. This year, there were 3 such events organized by the school, such as Inter-School Teachers Essay Writing Competition, Inter-School Drawing and Painting Competition Rainbow 2022, Paint Your Dream Home Contest organized by Creativity India, a building corporate. Pratibha Karanji is a special and creative platform for the students of our school every year, and this year our students bagged more than 30 prizes in different events that were arranged by the Education Department in cluster and zonal levels.
The time to celebrate the sportsmanship in each student, the annual sports meet 2022 was held. The annual sports meet of the school were arranged in the month of November in Mysuru and Jayapura campus, wherein competitions gave a thrilling and on the most energetic youth and children. The finals of all the athletics and games found place in various places, and it had a boosting effect on the mass and the best houses, the Yellow House in the CBSE and Blue House in the state, and Greenhouse in Jayapura proved to be enjoying the feat without limits.
It was the time for Christmas celebrations. The school celebrated Christmas on 24th of December at the school premises. It was a day of festivity and joy. The chief guest of the day was Most Reverend K.A. William, the Bishop of Mysuru Diocese. Students and teachers' choir made the day ever memorable with melodious carols, and students danced gorgeously to add beauty to the day. The nativity play by the nursery section stole the show on the stage. The message of the day spread the vibes of peace and joy.
Let us say about educational trips. St. Thomas institution has an essential and integral part of curriculum and co-curriculum activity, conducts educational trips for the students of various sections. These trips are targeted towards building the perception of the student and help them learn more about their surrounding world, and also serves a platform for bonding and learning experience. So various sections have visited places like nursery section kids were taken to the amusement places of Mysuru city like Shukavana and Regional Museum on 9th of November. The Jayapura school nursery kids visited Railway Museum and Regional Museum on 12th November. The same school lower primary student had gone on a trip to Railway, Regional Museums and Planet Earth Aquarium on 16th November. For the higher primary and high school section of Jayapura school, had gone on a trip to the cool, cloudy Madikeri by the end of November. The CBSE school, grade 6 to 8, visited Mysuru Silk Factory on 22nd of June. 18th of October, the students from grade 9 and 10 visited the Central Government Organization CIPET. Planet Earth Aquarium and Railway Museum were fantastic places of merriment for the lower primary students on 28th of October. On November 10th, students of grade 4 to 9 visited GRS Fantasy Park. An interstate excursion to Hyderabad was organized for the high school students in the month of December. State lower primary English medium and Kannada medium visited Mysuru district local places, and upper primary visited Madikeri and nearby places in the month of November. The high school students of both English and Kannada medium had arranged the trip to Madikeri and nearby sites and savored the natural beauty along with enriching the knowledge.
Let us go through the competitions conducted in our institution. As the quote says, out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Everyone has a different way of staying composed and effective under pressure. So, children should also develop potential to come to the realization when facing academic competitions. St.Thomas institution encourages every child to nurture inquisitiveness by conducting various competitions at cultural, literature, and sports level. The nursery section encouraged the students to participate in drawing and coloring, rhymes, storytelling, spell bee, and sports events which were organized on different days. The Jayapura school conducted rhymes, fancy dress and coloring for nursery, essay writing and collage making for higher grade students, and sports for all the students in the school. State school conducted cultural and literary competitions for all the grades of students like drawing and painting, verification, elocution, recitation, essay writing, vegetable carving, and cooking without fire. Central School conducted spell bee, mega drawing event, clay modeling, flower vase decoration, vegetable carving, cooking without fire, and calligraphy competition. Our students actively participated in the inter-school competitions conducted in the campus and scored excellently with the maximum of their caliber.
Let us watch highlights of the year. Science Expo 2022. Science Expo 2022 was conducted on 10th of December at the school premises. The expo was inaugurated by two eminent leaders of the society. The chief guest was Dr. A. Jagannath, Scientist Food Microbiology Division, DFRL, DRDO, Mysuru, and Dr. Asha B.N., Principal IOE Onkarmal Somani B.Ed College, Mysuru. The highlight of the event was that the inauguration was done by launching a model of space rocket, which was a marvelous creation by Crystal Sparrow and team. Various other highlights in the expo were three different stalls by the Faculty of Science Department of the institution, like mushroom cultivation, vermicomposting, best out of waste, and pot making. Students made display and working models, taking each and every subject related to science. These displays were wonders to the eyes, which elevated about their understanding of scientific knowledge and their invention of ideas. So, Science Expo was a wonderful tool that helped engage our student community to learn new facts, to work together, develop curiosity, enhance creativity, and galvanize ideas to create innovations. From the past 15 years, the school trains about 300 students every year in Karnataka Battalion, NCC Army, and Air Wing with the help of the battalion. The training parades are scheduled every week, and we get the help of L staff for this purpose. Two teachers are appointed as ANOs. Mr. Ravi Kumar trains the Army troop, and Mrs. Chaitra trains the Air Wing troop. The troops perform in all the national festivals with special display. All the students in the troop attend CITC training in the battalion every year, and they also get trained in handling rifles. We consider these trained Uniformed groups are great assets, and this training helps them in their future selection of apt careers. The school has group of students from 8th standard getting trained for self-defense and discipline by the State Police Department, which is another added advantage to the students and thereby the school. The training is given by the police personnel directly, and Mr. Mahadev Gada takes the charge of the students in the school. The students have opportunities to meet the illustrious personals of the police force and learn a bit more by closely watching them. St. Thomas School had organized Cultural Fest 2022 under names Discover and Explore, which was a cultural extravaganza on 2nd and September in our spacious campus. It was a cultural feast with many numbers of competitions wherein students participated enthusiastically and won many prizes. Our institution upgrades the teaching fraternity in the latest developments and advancements in the educational sphere. So various training programs are conducted like CBSE board in association with COE Bangalore conducted an orientation on inclusive education. An extra marks training was conducted on 7 January to polish our skills in the usage of smartboard.
Our institution's upcoming events are valedictory function, graduation day of nursery school, get together for class 10, passing out ceremony for class 12, model examinations for class 10 and 12, summer camp, admission campaign for the year 2023-24.
As we conclude with the say that learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you the great.
Last but not the least, it is true that all the progressive and praiseworthy work has been only possible because of maximum cooperation of everyone associated with our school. Our management, board members, staff, parents and students, we extend our sincere thanks to all of them. In the end, we would like to conclude with the lines,
Don't tell us sky is the limit when there are footprints on the moon. Thank you. Jai Hind.
St. Thomas Central School, Mysore.